This is the tutorial for LCM, or lowest common multiple. A multiple is the number you hit when you count by a number. So multiples of 3 then would be 3, 6, 9, 12, and on and on and on. Multiples of 2 would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and on and on and on. Multiples of 5 would be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Those are all multiples of 5 and on and on. So when you count by a number, you are saying all of its multiples. Lowest common multiple is if you're comparing two numbers and you count by each of those numbers, what's the lowest number that they're going to share? So if we looked at, let's use 2 and 7. If I count by 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and I count by 7, 7, 14, the first number that they meet at is 14. So that would be their lowest common multiple, the first number where they meet together again. And so one way to figure out LCM is simply to do what we just did, count by both numbers until you find the first one that meets, and that is certainly a way you can find an LCM. The only problem with that is that sometimes the numbers get difficult to count by and you're counting fairly high. So it's not always the best way to do it, but it would always give you an answer. It just might take a long time to find it. A shortcut is that we could take all of their shared factors and multiply that by what's left after dividing those factors in and get an answer. Let me show you what I mean. So let's say and this is your redo, so go ahead and copy this down. Let's say we wanted to find the LCM, the lowest common multiple of 18 and 12. I could count by 18 on, and then count by 12 on, and find where they match. But the shortcut that we can do is we can find out all of the factors that they share. Well, to find factors that numbers share, we use the same thing we did for GCF, the broken ladder. And those factors would be, I notice that both of these are even, so I'm going to go with a 2. 2 goes into 18 9 times, and 2 goes into 12 6 times. Check for shared factors again. 3 goes into both of these numbers. 3 goes into 9 3 times, and 3 goes into 6 2 times. And here I'm stuck because both of those numbers are prime. In LCM, if you take all of the shared factors that a number has and multiply it times what's left that didn't get shared, then you will find where they would match up. So it's just kind of a shortcut. Instead of counting by 18 on and on and on, and counting by 12, 12, 24, 36, and on and on and on, we can take their shared factors and multiply them by what's left that didn't get shared. And so you would get LCM. So I say you multiply the L for LCM. And you just have to make sure, though, that you really are stuck to get the lowest one. You can get common multiples. If I multiplied 2, 9, and 6, I'd get a common multiple, but it would not be the lowest common multiple. To get the lowest one, you have to make sure that you are stuck. So we're going to multiply 2 times 3 times 3 times 2. And we can go in whatever order we want, because it's all multiplication. And multiplication is commutative, meaning you can go in whichever order and it won't change the answer. So 2 times 3 is 6, cross off what we did. 3 times 2 is 6, cross off what we did. 6 times 6 is 36. So the first number that 18 and 12 will meet at is, if you count by 18 and you count by 12, is 36. That is the LCM, the lowest common multiple of 18 and 12. Okay, and so now here's the you do, and you do not have to write this whole thing down. I just wanted you to see this type of the LCM in the way you would use it. So this is the sort of thing that you would use the tool of LCM for. So Sam can run around the outside of the park in 12 minutes, and Lucy can run around it in 8 minutes. If they started at the same part at exactly the same time, how much time would pass before they met up at the starting point together again. So anytime that you have a starting point and you're wondering when the next time they will meet is, then you're using LCM. And then again, like I told you in the lesson, when we're looking for common divisors, or common denominators, we're looking for the closest number or the smallest number that the two denominators will meet at. That's also LCM. So when you're looking at the next time numbers will meet, is LCM. So we're looking at the next time 8 and 12 minutes will meet, so you would do LCM. So go ahead and try and run down on this one what the LCM will be, and that will tell us how much time would pass before Sam and Lucy met up at the starting point together again. Push pause, go ahead and solve it, and then push play to check and make sure your answer is correct. Don't just bring it to me and not even check your answer. Be sure you push play and go through it. Alright, so you have an answer, so let's see if you got it correct. The first thing I noticed about 8 and 12 is that they're even, so my brain says 2 goes into both of those. 2 is into 8 4 times, and 2 is into 12 6 times. And I notice again that those are even numbers. 4 is even, 6 is even, so 2 again. 2 is into 4 twice, and 2 is into 6 3 times. And now I'm stuck. There's nothing else that goes into both of those numbers, 2 and 3. Those are both prime. So anytime that you use the ladder and you're trying to find LCM, what I'm looking for is the factors that go into both of these numbers evenly, as well as what's left over that didn't. So for LCM, I multiply the L because I need the factors and the leftover together. So L for LCM. So I'm multiplying the L for LCM. That is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. 2 times 2 is 4. Cross off what you did. 2 times 3 is 6. Cross off what you did. And 4 times 6 is 24. So your LCM is 24. And in this case, the LCM is telling us how much time is going to pass before they meet up again. They will have been running for 24 minutes before they end up at the same place that they started together again. Okay, so now you have 3 questions on your LCM tutorial to try out and see how you do. Remember, for LCM, you're multiplying the L to find the LCM between them. You're multiplying the factors that they share as well as what's left over. Go ahead and get it.